This is 7 News.
Tonight, new details on a toddler tragedy. The little foster child clinging to life. Labor's promise to slash your power bills. The Aussie supermum about to make medical history. And exclusive, the Dockers' Aaron Sandilands over the AFL's Please Explain.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Rick Arden.
Good evening. There are new details about the hours before a toddler in foster care ended up with severe head injuries. 2 hours before the 20-month-old girl was rushed to hospital, she was returned to her home by a child protection case officer. Grant Taylor reports.
It's 5 days now since the little girl was admitted to hospital, but police still don't know how she was injured.
Clearly something terrible happened, but we don't know what it is.
The WA Labor Party has come out with its first big election promise to significantly cut power bills. Opposition leader Mark McGowan says he'll slash bills by 7%. That's $111 a year on an average bill. Jeff Parry reports.
Okay, cheers. All right.
Electricity prices will be a major electoral battlefield next March. They've gone up 62% since the election of the Barnett government. Mark McGowan's Labor is offering some relief.
The cost of electricity, the cost of utilities in Western Australia has gone up too fast, too quickly under the Liberal Party.
Labor's offer is to cut electricity bills by at least 7%. It says that's a saving on the average annual household cost of $111.
It will make life better for ordinary families, but on top of that, it makes economic sense.
At the moment, electricity consumers in the southwest pay a levy, effectively subsidising power costs for people in more remote regions. Labor says it will remove that levy to achieve the 7% cuts, at the same time guarantee that remote consumers would pay no more for their power. It shifts the burden to taxpayers, about $200 million a year. Energy Minister Peter Collier says it's important that remote power users around the state pay the same for their electricity, and there are only two ways to achieve that: a levy on consumers or a government subsidy.
We already have a subsidy for electricity of $1.4 billion. Now, all this is going to do is to add to that level.
Tracy Pereira, who was part of a McGowan photo opportunity, looks forward to the extra cash.
It's basically going to help us a great deal with bills and budgeting.
Jeff Parry, 7 News.
A 48-year-old woman is about to make medical history by giving birth to naturally conceived quintuplets. She already has at least 10 children, so with these 5 babies, she'll be a mother to 15. The babies are due to be delivered at the Monash Medical Centre in Melbourne. Karen O'Sullivan is there. Karen, when are the babies expected to be born?
Rick, the 48-year-old woman was admitted to the Monash Medical Centre with complications to the pregnancy a couple of weeks ago, but I understand that she's doing well at the moment and now into the 3rd trimester of the pregnancy at 29, almost 30 weeks. Now, this set of quintuplets is the first in Victoria for 32 years, and in Australia there was a set of quintuplets born last January. I understand the chances of conceiving naturally quintuplets is 1 in 55 million, which is long odds, but this woman is due to give birth any day now, and there will be a team of obstetricians, paediatricians and nursing staff, a team of about 30 specialists ready to deliver these babies when they're ready, and they will be making medical history in Victoria and Australia when they arrive. Rick?
Thanks, Karen. A Perth graffiti vandal caught on camera has been sentenced to 100 hours community service for targeting Perth trains. Peter Skevington was ordered to pay $7,000. The damage he caused cost more than $20,000. Alison Hembrough reports.
This is Peter Skevington risking his life to make his mark on a moving train.
Police have supplied security vision tonight in the hope it will solve the mystery of how 2 young men ended up with severe head injuries. Kate Smithers, police know the men caught a cab from Northbridge to Joondalup.
That's right, Rick, they do, and it's in Joondalup where they suffered the injuries. One man is unconscious here at Royal Perth Hospital.
Up next, the Lloyd Rainey murder trial. The prosecution warned over the complexity of evidence. And a Perth family's plea for help.
We just want answers.
In Seven's Money Watch, the Australian share market finished weaker today. The ASX 200 was off nearly 6 points at close. Overseas markets fared better. Industrial's the only major to firm today. Gold and oil were both up. Heavyweights Commonwealth Bank and Telstra both dragged the market down after paying their final dividends for the 2011-2012 financial year. BlueScope Steel was down 0.5% after posting its second consecutive $1 billion loss. One Australian dollar is now buying $1.04 US. A woman is in a coma in Royal Perth Hospital tonight after she was found unconscious on a footpath in Midland. The 19-year-old is in a critical condition. Drivers have told police they were flagged down by a man who was standing over the woman on Morrison Road at 2:30 this morning. Police say there are no visible signs of injury. Detectives are appealing for anyone with information on what happened to the woman to come forward. Time for sport now with Baz, and John Worsfold joins you live tonight, Baz.
That's right, Rick. Yes, just 2 games to go before the finals, and it's the Eagles and Collingwood this Saturday night. And what happened on Saturday? Aaron Sandland says it was all above board. And a reprimand, but Daniel Kerr clear to play on Saturday night.
Pre-game, the latest news, expert tips, all the teams, every Friday in the West Australia.
Well, looking forward very much to chatting to Ross Lyon live tomorrow night. And I see the Eagles are interested in Worthington. If they need a ruckman, Rick's available. Here he is. Good night.
You too, Baz. You're taller. Where to find Perth's cheapest fuel? That's next. And Natalia with news of a storm on the way.
All that and more in the West Australian tomorrow.